Hopefully I won't drop that. Little bit of handicap today. Standing up here first, I want to thank the committee for even considering me, which was awesome. And I'd never really played tennis or did any of my teaching to plan on trying to get any kind of an award. So this is even more special to me because it's a total surprise. The list of people I have to thank, obviously my parents, because when my brother and I decided to start playing tennis, they were totally surprised and knew nothing about the sport, but backed us and supported us in every way they could. So we had opportunities that we wouldn't have had any other way. Also, kind of as I go through this, I want to thank the entire Hoshaw family, which seems odd, but Bill Hoshaw was my best friend, my doubles partner through high school, college, 1 year on the professional tour. Rich Hoshaw, his brother, was my brother's best friend. He and Craig played tennis before Bill and I. They were 2 years older. They set the standard for us to try to best them because we were competitive. And they set a nice high standard, so Bill and I were able to, in most cases, beat their records. I also want to thank Ruth Hoshaw, their mother, who fed me the best cheeseburgers anybody could imagine every day before practice, and was the #1 fan when we played at Arizona in our matches right at the Tucson Racket Club. She was our #1 fan because she was usually the only fan. We'd look up in the stands and Ruth would always be there. I also want to thank my brother because when he started, my brother Craig started playing tennis in high school, and he was successful enough that I decided it looked like a lot of fun and I would give it a try. And then again, he was so good that he set goals for me, and as I, again, competitively passed those goals, I was able to kind of come up with a pretty good playing record, at least for what I consider. Lastly, before I move on, I want to thank my wife, Susie. Sorry. When I left Tucson for my professional career, we had $600 and $120 a month car payment. Susie traveled with me for 2 full years, often sleeping in the car or kids because the prize money wasn't there. Thanks. Now that that's out of the way, I should be okay. In trying to prepare my remarks, I was on my 3rd draft, unsuccessfully, when I was talking with my brother, and we were talking about the surgery that I just had in my hand from overuse. And Craig mentioned that tennis just hasn't been good for us. He's had back, knee, shoulder, and you name it, injuries as well, and all tennis oriented. And I agreed with him until I hung up, and I thought, wait a minute, tennis has been really good to us. I was able to play not a great professional career, but I was able to keep my ranking where I thought it was respectable. And then afterward, I was able to go into teaching. And I've been teaching tennis for 45 years. And I have taught beginners who would never be any good, yet are having more fun than any of us would want to have any other time. I've taught junior players who are tournament players, and they learned how to deal with the pressure, either real or imagined. And I've actually had one player that I taught that reached the #1 in the world ranking. So I've been able to touch a lot of players in that way. I have one family that I've taught 3 generations, all of the parents, the kids, and the grandparents. And I get to see kids now that'll come back 40 years later, and they'll say, talk about their old tennis and stuff like that. And I thought it was so much fun because they're successful, solid citizen kids. And I think the game of tennis and the way they learn to deal with it, and hopefully the way I helped coach them was able to kind of keep them on a good thing where they were able to really build their lives. It's, the last thing I would say, whoever said that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, really hit it on the nail, because I've been doing this for 55 years almost, and I've never one day had to go to work where I didn't want to be there. Thanks again to the committee for this. Total surprise. Awesome.